Hey, pre-notification gang. Thanks, resub Syndrasia. And Pickles. And then Camino. I am excited for Spider-Verse. I'm very much looking forward for that, or looking forward to that. Thanks to resub Kitty and Crafts. And Connor. And Nova. Morrowind speedruns are interesting. I don't think I'd run it though. Thanks to resub Corn Chip. And Chief. And the resub Sun Marie Works in the Bits. Mipe? No real plan. Thanks a gift sub Bink in the Bits Horizon. You know that person, Horizon? Christ. Thanks a resub Jim. Whatever happened to Bang Energy? I think they're still around, but Jack Owak was taken off the top. Thanks a resub Warf, Matt, Paco, Fate, in the Bits Milk, and Pooh. I am excited for that milk. In the Bits Skio. Yeah, I saw the rain stuff. That whole situation's getting even messier somehow. That's crazy. The Bits Dashing. And thanks for the big tier 3 erotic. Thanks for that. Welcome aboard. The tier 1 butterfly. Yeah, most likely milk. Thanks for resubtactual. What happened with Rain? Oh, he had like a pseudo interview with Grace. Oh, I guess it was on this channel. Oh yeah, it was this one. And it did not go well at all. That whole thing was a disaster. That made everything even worse somehow. Thanks to resub Mercs and the gift sub Alley. The Bits Thrasher, Crosby, and Bink. I think he dropped that lawsuit against Gunner. I'm not positive though. And yeah, Team Sleep is a good band. And these are the 5 gift subs Mel. Thanks, Mel. Yeah, I don't know if the person who made the dare will be held responsible or not. I'm really not sure. That's such a weird situation. Whoever said bye-bye should be charged. Well, I don't know if it's the same person that made the dare. That was just some big evil asshole. Of course, we're watching the Valorant match tomorrow. Thanks, resub flow. And the resub Invamora. Yeah, I saw Bruce going to kick. The streaming war is kind of popping off, but it's not full time, so they'll still be streaming on Twitch. Bruce, Miz, everyone else going to other platforms, they're still going to be streaming on Twitch. They're dipping their toes. There's the resub. Sugar. Next Rocket League tournament is not this week, next week. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you for the 20 gift subs, Mercs. Thank you for that, Mercs. Appreciate the big drop. Thanks for the generosity. Yep, I know Shannon Sharp's leaving undisputed. Thanks, resub, Alex. Yeah, Faze just continues to burn to the ground. It just keeps getting worse and worse for Faze. This was hard to sit through. There is no one in this situation that's looking good now. It's like so far off course at this point, like the whole discussion around Faze and the higher ups and the corporate suits that took over, it's getting fucking crazy. It was supposed to be like a clearing the air interview thing, but it went quickly off the rails, and it ended with a big sad like blow up at the end. And I've already watched it. I'm not gonna rewatch it. I think it's just very uncomfortable to sit through. It's brutal. I don't know why he would even post this. I really don't. This is something that should have just been buried legitimately. He doesn't look good. She doesn't look good. Faze doesn't look good. There is no one coming out on top of this. The whole point should have been on like the actual Faze corporate suits. And now it's just way off course. Way, way off course. He's the 5 gift subs Snuff, the resub Gogeta, Llama, and the bits highest. How did the drama between Rain and Grace even start? Because Faze signed Grace, and this was just another contentious point in the Faze decisions, since the OG founders don't really have any power at the company anymore. So they are upset, thinking that they were making more celebrity signings, and that ended up with Grace getting a lot of shit for being signed, and which made everything super muddy. I don't think all of the founders like hated Grace or anything, but then Grace defended herself on a stream, and then that made Rain get defensive in a video, which then made Grace get aggressive in a follow-up video, which then made Rain want to try and clear the air with this video, where it once again just got aggressive between the two of them. Like, it was just a complete fucking disaster. He's a tier 1 vampire. And the gift sub Lambo, and the 5 gift subs Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. Do you think the video was acting? No, I don't think so. Like, there is actually nothing to gain. That'd be the stupidest, like, marketing play, or I don't know what the goal would be if it's all fake or acting. That would have actually no benefit at all to anybody. That would make no sense. The whole purpose of the OGs speaking out was supposed to be to put pressure on the Faze suits to finally start correcting the path that the company's gone down. But we have completely lost that thread now. That's not where we're at anymore. Now it's just like fighting between Faze. Like members as opposed to the suits. He's the resub Ace Banks and gives sub Vampire. And the resub Doable. You see Al Pacino's having another kid at 83. I did see that with his 29-year-old girlfriend. Yeah, I saw that. Rain didn't look bad at all. I disagree. What? Like, they both looked bad here. No one comes out with a W here. Again, the point was supposed to be about the suits, but it ended up getting very personal with Grace herself, who did get aggressive after Rain made his video. Like, I don't think he looked good here. She didn't look good either, and Faze certainly doesn't look good. She wouldn't accept his apology and ran away crying. How's that the takeaway you got? His apology was like, yeah, no, like, yeah, no, I understand, but I'm being logical, you're not being logical. Like I'm being logical, you're not being logical, you're not getting it. Like, he just kept making that point. That's not like a real apology at all. And then Grace didn't help the situation at all either, because it didn't seem like she was even really willing to talk to Rain, like, on a personal level, because things were already so aggressive coming into it. Thanks to Tier 1 Steelman. That's what happened. How does bringing up Modern Warfare 2 lobbies and the hard R have anything to do with an apology to Grace? That has nothing to do with anything. What are you talking about? That was in reference to the old tweets. Yeah, which is something I don't know why she'd bring up either. Again, because it was all just so aggressive coming into it. This was just this was a disaster from top to bottom. There's a resub Blicey. The resub Vroy. You think she'll actually leave Faze? Probably. Now, he genuinely apologized at the end, but she outright ignored it and insulted him. It's so crazy how that's the perception. Like, I think coming into it, he really wanted to clear the air, but she wasn't really ready for that. And then he got defensive again, because, like, when he chimes in, like, he even comes in and says, like, here, I'll just play a couple of moments. Like, I don't think this is a very genuine moment here. Because he says, like, you're just acting again, you're going acting mode.
Human for calling you mid that I went to touch on my drunk this night, like, what do you want?
And even in this, he calls her a bitch. Like, I don't understand. No one looks good here.
You want me to forever just, like, who gives a fuck? Because it's like, you want to super victimize yourself over that? Okay, then I guess I'm hurt. How dare you? How dare you bring up the worst time in my life? I'm fucking hurt. How dare you? It's like, what are we talking about? I'm fucking hurt. I almost died. And I called you mid and you responded something that almost took my life? That almost left my mom without a son and support? See, I can play that fucking game all day.
I'm an actor too, bitch!
Fuck that game. I don't give a fuck. And it's like, how could you let other people hurt your feelings? Do you not believe in yourself? Are you not a confident woman? You should be. You should be. You've accomplished great things. You should feel confident in yourself.
Am I
Fuck
not
all
a
that.
confident woman? You don't know me.
So then how's this hurting your feelings? If I called you mid, you should be like, fuck him. Who cares what I say?
See, like, I don't know how you think that's a genuine apology. This is, like, super hard to sit through. That's not, like, an apology. I think he went into this wanting to apologize and clear the air, but it just didn't go that way. This is not a genuine apology or anything. He did in the beginning, like, it seemed like wanted to do a genuine apology and things got super muddy. But this is a terrible ending for both of them. And then she, of course, gets very upset and threatens to leave Faze and everything. It's brutal. It's brutal. Look, before that, he genuinely said sorry a few minutes before that. Why are we moving the goalposts? You said at the very end he gave a genuine apology. I'm just showing the very end was the furthest thing from a genuine apology. As I just said, earlier on, it seemed like he tried to, like, actually apologize. But that's not how it ended. What are you talking about? I was just refuting the point that at the very end he gave a genuine apology. That's all I was refuting. Like I said, earlier it seemed like he really did try. I don't know, like, I don't know why we're pretending things are there that aren't. Is the resub Tiri and Booty in the Prime Ryzen? They both wasn't really listening to each other? No, absolutely not. But like I said, this video should just not have been posted. This is not a good look for anybody. At all. Should have just been handled privately. Or if you wanted to try and make like a clearing the air video and it went well, then you post it and then it's like a public W, but it went even worse than imaginable. Genuinely apologized before that a few minutes, but she kept criticizing him as a person and calling him sexist, so he got fed up and reacted the way it's obvious to me. Brother, why are people just not even listening? You're like refusing to hear what I'm saying. All I was showing with the end of that is to refute the like 5 chatters who kept saying he genuinely apologized at the very end. All I was showing is that at the very end, that was not an apology. Him telling her how she should feel and react, and like going in this weird like gaslighting thing at the end is not the genuine apology you think it is. He did, as I said 10 times, did try and make a real apology earlier. But I don't think she really wanted to hear that and wanted to instead, like, talk to him in a different way. So neither one of them were really receptive to the whole situation, but like I said, it did seem like he tried earlier and it didn't work. I don't know why you're just refusing to listen to what I'm saying. Just the kid one combo breaker. That's huge. He does have a team though. I looked it up yesterday. Thanks the resub Wody, Tigris, DeLorean, and the Prime John. And the Bits Chicken. He was recently dropped. Okay, that's fucking huge. I didn't know that. I checked like a week ago. If he's open to it, I would certainly be down to explore the potential of being with Moist. The transparency is a W by Rain. But it's transparency for what? This doesn't further the goal of fixing Faze. Now it's turned into a dog pile and like a civil war between Grace supporters and Rain supporters, and now the suits just get to go back to the shadows. There's no pressure on the actual Faze brass. Now it's just public pressure on Grace and Rain. Like, this didn't do anything to actually fix the org. It's worthless. It just completely lost the plot. Grace got personal, Rain got personal, and now it's just a battle between the two of them, so it's fucking worthless. He's a resub Tosa. And the Prime Mediocre. I'd love Faze to get back to its former glory. I make a lot of jokes about Faze and like some of the scummy shit over the years, but I really am very impressed with what Faze was able to do as a company. Like, reaching the mainstream is something very difficult for most gaming-centric brands to do. Like, they did, like, something very hard to do. So to see it's the state that it's in sucks. Like, it's not cool. Like, I'm not celebrating the death of Faze and the continued spiral. He's a tier 1 goof. He's the resub Dong and Blurred. And the resub DK and Dex. Did the OGs retire and let their company be handled by snakes? As I understand it, the founders ended up signing deals they didn't fully understand the scope of, which lost them control of the company. I don't think they planned on losing control, but I also just don't know. He's a resub Mo. And the resub Rogue. I mean, Faze isn't dead yet, but it's certainly not looking good for the org. Even outside of, like, the internal drama here. It continues to just plummet. He's a tier 1 J train. And the resub Sugar Glider. Are the founders in the picture at all? They have like a very small stake in the company at the moment. Like they don't have any real say in the direction. Thanks the resub Steph and Sprice. Their teams are still very good. Faze still has top of the line esports teams. That hasn't changed. But they're only going to be able to afford them for so much longer with the way the company's going. Thanks to give Subtosa. Thanks to the Prime Groody. You see the preaching margarita lady? No, I did not. Oof. Even if every esports team they have won every major tournament, they'd still be losing money, yes or no? Yes, they would. Even if every single one of their esports teams won every major starting right now, they'd still be losing money at the end of the year. Yeah. That wouldn't change. Is the resub Spoolin? Zuma said 33k is nowhere near the right number for the flank, so you can assume the rest of the numbers are incorrect. I think a few of them are correct, but some of them are just absolutely wrong. Like some of the games we're in, and we know the prices for some of the scenes, and the numbers that Rain had were wrong. I don't think that he purposely got the numbers fucked up. I think whoever fed him that information gave him bad information. But I do think some of them were correct. But not all of them. Sleep well, Butterfly. Yeah, I'm playing the Elden Jesus, I will play the Elden Ring DLC when it comes out. And no, I haven't watched Barry, but I've heard great things about it. What's the Elden Ring DLC? Well, I don't know. They're supposed to have a DLC pretty soon, right? Hello, Io. What? Jesus. What's up? Here you go. Your cat tower. Oh, you don't want to be in your cat tower. You see the new Street Fighter video with the outfits? No, I haven't seen many Street Fighter videos. I'm saving myself. Comes out in like 2 days. What's up? You got something to say? Oh, Jesus. What's your take on the Faze situation? Uh-oh. Faze situation's got you heated, huh? Oh, don't slap me. Come on. Thanks, you resub Jan in the gift sub halls. Playing the new Rainbow Six Siege season? Probably not. Haven't played Siege in a while. I still like Siege, I just don't actively play it anymore. There's a resub Aron. And the resub, basically. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Spider-Verse. Thanks for resub, Jordy. I'm excited for it. It looks good. You playing Diablo tomorrow? Is Diablo tomorrow? I thought it came out the same day as Street Fighter. Maybe. We'll see. If you pre-ordered it, you can play it at 7 p.m. This is the resub original. You see, Warner Bros. Is releasing Superman NFTs. Striking while the iron's hot. Who doesn't love NFTs right now? Thanks, Resub Wood. Right on time. Hey, we can play Diablo 4 tomorrow, then if it actually does come out tomorrow. I like the beta. So we'll start Diablo 4 tomorrow, switch to Street Fighter the next day. Probably run Street Fighter for a bit, and then back to Diablo. I mean, Diablo's not going anywhere. You have to buy the special edition. Son of a bitch. Okay. Alright then. Whatever, I guess. Thanks to resub late. And the resub, or the Prime Pro. I'm gonna play that Alien Hunter game you looked at a few nights ago. Oh, Gray Incident? Yeah. Or Gray Hill Incident? Yeah. That goofy alien baseball bat beating game or whatever. You just keep hitting extraterrestrials with a baseball bat. Yeah. Play it now. It's not out yet. There's a prime coffee. And there's a tier 1 Bob. And 5 gift subs Calzone. Thank you, Calzone. Of course I'm going to play Armored Core. I'm very excited for it. I'll only return to Golem if there's a speedrun that's cool. Like if there's good glitches in a speedrun for Golem, then I'll return. But otherwise, no shot. Quick text message, hold on. There's the resub Xantor. And the resub link. Glad you've been enjoying Godslap. The full song and music video drops tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST. Thanks to give sub JDR and the resub Dolgrin. And the prime Fat. The resub Soap. Yep, CoffeeZilla comes back tomorrow. I'm excited. That'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see who he exposes. Well, his tweet said it was a $500 million scam, I believe. And I can't think of too many that reached that level, so I'm excited as well. Thanks to the resub, Jay. You see the lady that launched her car off the flatbed. Yeah, for obvious reasons I can't pull that video up, but there was a woman who ramped her car off of a parked tow truck. Like actual GTA style shit. She survived from what I read, albeit with serious injuries. The whole thing was captured on a police body cam. It was crazy. I don't think she like meant to do it. Like I don't think they were planning on hitting a GTA stunt, but Jesus Christ, it was wild. How do you not mean to do it? It's hard to explain without bringing up the video. Here, I'll show the beginning of the video. Well, actually, hold on. Let me see if I can even show that. I actually put a lot of the blame on the officers because there's really no cones or anything to indicate where the tow truck is on the highway. Like, I feel like if... Clearly she's still at fault for not paying enough attention, but there's really no big indicator of where the tow truck is. Here. You see what I mean? Like, there's no cones or anything, and there's no one, like, directly near it to, like, let people know. So if you're just cruising the highway here, and maybe you get a little distracted by the lights, you might not see this, and what ends up happening is she ramps it right off of this fucking thing. Except the person in front of the truck. He's, if I remember correctly, I'll double check, he is not there when it happens. He walks away. You can see him walking across the street. Yeah. He is not there when she ramps off it. Io, what's going on? Io, what's up? Exhibits Kai and Dolgarin. And yeah, that was brutal, Dolgarin. That was disgusting. Thanks for resub, Andrew. And the resub, Lunar. No, new CoffeeZilla doesn't drop yet. But it's coming. Thanks for resub, Ben. And the bits Teachon. True Teachon, yeah. Thanks for resub, Desire. Man, I'm not playing the ramp video. She survived, she didn't die, but still seriously injured. I'm not gonna show that. Thanks for resub sub. I have not seen the TAC amplifier yet, no, but that sounds hype. I'm gonna play Alan Wake 2 and Max Payne 1 and 2 remake this fall on PC. I didn't know they were doing a Max Payne remake, but Alan Wake 2, yes, I'm very excited. I did see another crazy video today. This one is kind of similar to the tow truck ramp. This one I absolutely can't show because the driver unfortunately died. It was a RV that had lost control. I believe it was a brake malfunction, and it was going down a steep hill, and it ended up ramping off of the ferry lift, and it shot 200 feet to the ferry, and it landed on there and basically just disintegrated. And everyone, when that video came out, was attacking the driver like, stupidest driver ever. Worst driver of all time. Holy fuck, how could you be that oblivious or that stupid? And it wasn't until people started linking the real story where it was like, oh, this driver's kind of a hero because they lost control of the RV, brakes wouldn't work, and they couldn't stop since it was going down the hill. So they had the passenger like leaning out, he was honking to try and let people know that it was out of control. And he even started like hitting some of the side to like slow himself down, but it still didn't work and he ended up dying from it. The passenger survived though, but not the driver. That shit was crazy. There's a resub God tier Dave, Sublime, and the Prime Mulu. Very excited for Street Fighter, yeah. June is popping with games. Oh my god, June's got so many bangers coming out this month. It's so frustrating, actually, that all the great games get ham-fisted into like 2 weeks. It's frustrating, man. Thanks a bit, Stolgren. Haven't seen that. And they kicked it off with Gollum. Gollum wasn't a June release, but yeah. And I'm thankful for it. Lord of the Rings Gollum sweep this year at the Game Awards, baby. You been keeping up with all the fresh and fit drama with ABBA and Preach? No, I haven't. I haven't been keeping up with it. And I haven't really seen too much of it. I've seen a couple people on Twitter talk about the cliff notes, but I haven't actually tuned in much. Thanks to resub Resurrect. I've been real into those goofy podcasts, though, recently. I just haven't checked in on the Fresh and Fit one. Some girl whipped her tits out on the Whatever podcast after getting kicked out. You think I didn't see that? All the drama that happens with the Whatever podcast, I see right away. I got my finger on the pulse of that shit. It's become my guilty little pleasure of watching that absolute garbage. It actually happened twice. So when they were just doing like the normal parts of their podcast, she just had her titty out, like areola, nipple, everything, just full titty exposed for like a full minute, and nobody noticed. So like the main guy would be talking, and then it'd cut to the guest, and it was just her titty out. It'd be back to the guy, and you just keep talking. He never even saw the titty. And then once they eventually kicked her out, then she just did a full flash. Thanks to the resub gym leader. Have you seen the Marathon announced trailer? Of course I did. Looks good. Didn't the whatever podcast try to invite you to their podcast? Yeah, I said I'd go. The only thing I said is I don't fly, so I'm not going in person. And then they stopped responding. So I guess that was a deal breaker. Is what it is, though. I definitely don't want to be on there for like fucking 4 hours, though. I just like to talk to Jonathan mainly. That goofball. I did see the video of those fireworks being set off in the... Was it a bus? I thought it was a train. But I did see that, yeah. Thanks to the resub flare. Hold on, quick text message. Thanks to the resub Jumbo and the Prime no. MWL? Yeah, just need to do a couple more edits with the audio, like the audio levels, and then it's ready. So it might be up tomorrow or it might be up Friday. Probably Friday. Social media has really created some fucking psychos, man. True. People weren't ready for social media. 100%. Hold on, I want to bring up a guy I was reading about today. You guys ever heard of the Fort Worth Playboy? I want to pull up one of his fucking tweets. I went on this rabbit hole. He's an elderly gentleman who's taken up the grift of like dating advice. So his tagline is fitness, finance, and fucking. 3 things that he probably stopped doing 30 years ago. But he had this absolute stinker of a tweet. Let me find it real quick. And it sent me down his rabbit hole. He's got like a podcast with his wife. And they talk about like actually nothing, like just the most ridiculous shit, like how to start a harem or something, like harem etiquette. Meanwhile, I know for a fact he's probably only been with his wife ever. Where the fuck is the tweet? Did he delete it? It was about how cool it was that a 18-year-old girl in his high school was dating a 36-year-old man or something. He was like, this is what it means to be a man. You fuck 18-year-olds, god damn it, and nothing else. Where is it? He posted it today and now I can't find it. But the beauty of social media is you never know who actually believes the shit they're saying. Or if it's all just the grift. That's what makes it so fun. The guessing game. He absolutely deleted this tweet, didn't he? Yeah, he did. What a shame. It was such a heartwarming story. What the fuck, man? This is a bits cream. Yeah, we were just talking about that cream. Do you remember what it was? It was like... I don't remember how he started it, but it ended with... Or the middle of it was... The hottest girl in my high school was a 5'11 stunner. She was just newly 18 and dating a 36-year-old jacked local businessman who used to pull up in his Corvette to our high school to pick her up every day. Like, he was celebrating that. It's like, that's what it means to be an adult man. Picking up your girlfriend from high school. I'm really sad he deleted it. Maybe it's archived somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. It really goes wacko mode. When I search the tweet directly, it shows up on Google, but it won't actually link me to the tweet itself. That's a real shame. There's the resub Moonlight. And the bits Matilda. Who knows Matilda? Yeah, here, I'll pull up the fireworks thing real quick since everyone keeps bringing it up. Here's the latest high-quality prank. This one's... I thought it was a train, but I guess it's a bus. Must have misremembered. Group of kids just... Oh, they did get charged. Group of kids just unleash some fireworks on a bus.
The morning, understand there one in Etobicoke and the other one in East York. This brings the total to 7 cases in 9 days of fireworks being set off in TTC buses. Thankfully, in
Great
these
trend,
2 cases,
great trend.
there were no injuries, but this comes as a video of an incident
Beautiful
just
prank.
yesterday goes viral. Screaming on a TTC bus as a firework is set off inside.
What a banger.
That's dangerous.
This video posted to social
What is
media.
this? What is this section? Excuse me, wait. Stop walking real quick. I want to show you this video, and you tell me what you think. Like, what? I don't understand why they just pull a random person aside and show them that. Like, what are they supposed to say besides, like, yeah, it's fucked up, it's dangerous.
This video posted to social media yesterday evening shows riders ducking for cover and the bus filling with smoke.
We're incredibly disappointed and concerned when we see things like this.
I imagine,
thankfully,
yeah.
there were no serious injuries. I understand there was one minor injury.
It happened yesterday in broad daylight.
Yep, that's the trend. Just lighting fireworks in a bus. Huge. He's a tier 1 Roman. They give sub Roman. Thanks to the tier 1 Mooey. It's just that the meta for TikTok clout is the most degenerate pranks you can cook up. That's the fast path. So that's kind of why everything keeps like getting one-upped with the lunacy. That's why they keep doing it. If TikTok or like social media clout, all of that didn't exist, I think there's a 0% chance the lighting fireworks on a bus prank trend would catch on or ever really happen in the first place. Is the 5 gift subs Rum? Thank you for that, Rum. There's some Yoshi, Bingus Mode, and Tier 1 Life. Multiple people have done this? A couple, yeah. But this is the video that went viral. Is it Prime? Vol? Instagram, YouTube Shorts will pick up on it even if TikTok wasn't here. Well, I guess you didn't hear the rest of my statement. Social media clout. That would include Instagram, YouTube Shorts, all of that. Oh, thank you. 10 gift subs, Drippy. Thank you, Drippy. Appreciate the generosity. Maybe we're just out of touch with what's cool with the kids. Admittedly, I think kids have always been inclined for, like, destruction. Like, even before the blow-up of social media, there were definitely people at my school, and it was a very small school, who did do, like, dumb, disruptive shit, right? But it'd usually be, like, a one-time isolated thing, not, like, a prank or something that they'd keep doing. But the views online have become a huge motivator for kids to do, like, that shit frequently and compete with each other to keep doing it. There's the Prime Woe. Yeah, I just haven't checked in a while, Dolgarin. I used to tune in a bit, but it got kind of boring. You see the video of the kids setting off fireworks on a public bus. Man, that always blows my mind. I literally have that up right now, and it's what we've been talking about. He's the prime Rampart. There's some Fron. Al Pacino kid at 82. Briefly mentioned it. I guess I'll go a little bit more into it. I think it's fucking weird. That's. I said it with Robert De Niro too. Like kind of old to be having some offspring right now. Like, you know, maybe you have 10 good years with your kid, then you're gone. But yeah, Al Pacino's expecting his fourth child with his 29-year-old girlfriend. That just seems a little unfair to the kid. Thanks for the gift sub, Nate. Does sperm not get bad at a certain age? I'm not exactly a sperm scientist, so I don't know when it expires. I don't know what the sell-by date is for sperm, but I guess not. Sperm count goes down, but it still does the job. Ah, okay. She's playing the long game. So I looked into this a little bit. She also dated Mick Jagger, I believe. So maybe she just has a thing for significantly older men. I think it was Mick Jagger, right? I'm almost positive. Yeah. It's all about the money, come on. Hey, she might just really love 82-year-old men. They have so much in common. People don't realize that. An 82-year-old and a 29-year-old, like, those conversations must be so fucking fire. I mean, it's the legend Al Pacino. I mean, yeah, he is a legend. She must just be a huge fan of his work. Maybe that's what they focus on. I have no idea. I don't exactly know what the day-to-day conversations would necessarily be like. I feel like they're just in two very different parts of their life. But who am I to say? There's no definitive answer on whether or not she's with the older gentleman for their money. Just so happens the last couple were Mick Jagger and Al Pacino. Thanks to Resub Goat. He has children older than her. Yikes. Look up her family. She's richer than him. Really? Well, so even if that is true, I have a counter argument. It may not be a money thing. It could be a fame thing, like a power thing. Because even if her family's super wealthy, that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone knows who she is by default. But now they do. But yeah, it does seem like she comes from a very privileged upbringing here. It seems like she comes from money. At least according to the first couple articles here, so take that with a grain of salt. Was this his fourth child with her or fourth child in total? Fourth child in total. Check out the oldest fathers page on Wikipedia. That sounds so hype. List of oldest fathers. Age 101 years and 10 months. His wife, 38. Huh. Damn, James. Well, that's going to be a hard record to beat. Wow. Whew. His parents were born in the 1700s. Well, you know. What the fuck is this? Why is this here? 1930s, name unknown. 94, mother, name unknown, age unknown. Notes and citations, nothing. Age difference in years, unknown. So this is nothing. This is literally a thing of nothing. This actually is nothing. What the fuck? Well, now I just have to throw out the legitimacy of this entire fucking list. Why is that even there? This might as well just be blank across the board. Just 94-year-old dude. Well, it's not even just a 94-year-old dude. It's just the idea of 94 years old in general. Click on the citation. Hold on, let me make sure it doesn't take me to something weird. Where's it at? This is from a 1950s article from the Indianapolis Recorder. But it doesn't actually take me to the site, or the source itself. It just takes me to an explanation of what the Indianapolis Recorder is. So that's fucking worthless. Scroll down. No, that's where I am. Usually right here you can go to it, but not here. The only thing clickable is this, and it's just an explanation of the Indianapolis recorder. These are the bits Yari. The resub Flames, Igonius, Goat, and the give sub Nate. There's the Prime Whizzle. And the resub Joshua. No, I haven't seen that video at all, Dolgarin. I haven't even heard of that. Did you see the security camera footage of the Vancouver Cupcake Thief who broke into a bakery at night and stole 6 cupcakes and then cleaned up after himself? Oh, this fucking menace. You've got some nerve. Where's the video? Here it is.
Hey guys, this is a story of my business getting broken into last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. This guy showed up around 3 o'clock and decided to just hang out for a while.
Oh, he's
Sat
hungry. He's
outside
hungry.
For about 15 to 20 minutes.
Serve him a Krabby
Honestly,
Patty.
Knocked on the door, just sat there, hung out, chilled, and vibed. And then I guess he got bored sitting there and decided
Jesus
to
Christ.
kick the door in. So that was really great. He really carefully gets into the door, so shout out my guy on the glass safety.
He's clearly drunk.
Right
I'm surprised he had the
into my
wherewithal to
weekly at
move the glass.
3:30 in the morning at this point, and he
Waiting to
walks
be
around for a
served.
while, then he decides to take a rest. He must be really tired from breaking in.
Well, no,
into my
where's your
business. So
waiters and
he sits
waitresses?
down for, I don't know, a solid 10-15 minutes, goes to the bathroom, and then I guess he realizes that he's made a huge mess with all of the broken glass. So he finds the mop and mop bucket and
Oh.
starts cleaning up his glass mess. Honestly, gotta love a criminal who is at least respectful.
Criminal.
You know, a respectful.
He's a hungry
criminal. We love
customer,
to see
goddammit.
He didn't do a very good job, though.
Not his fault you guys
He
are closed.
left us these selfies, like some nice gifts on the store phone.
What?
And after all that, he was in the business for about an hour and 10 minutes, and the only thing he walked out with was 6 chocolate champagne cupcakes. So I hope they're good, bro. Next time, just ask. We'll be happy to give you the 6 cupcakes. Have a good one.
What the fuck? Interesting criminal. You gotta respect that to a certain degree. So considerate. Maybe it's time. Maybe that should be a signal to be a 24-hour cupcake dispensary. That's not his fault. He's giving you genius ideas. Probably staged. That's a weird thing to stage. That would be a very weird thing to stage. Does nothing for the business itself. Here's the resub. John Valkyrie Ty Lord in Tier 1 Cthulhu. Publicity though? Yeah, I guess. But it doesn't have the business name anywhere or anything like that. Plus it is incriminating evidence against one guy in particular whose face is very visible throughout the entire thing. And he does actually kick in the glass, which could have been extremely dangerous. Like, to his own health, that is. I've kicked in a glass door when I was a child playing like an NFL indoor game with my friend, and I tried to do an NFL street move, so I tried the wall plant off of my door, and it was a glass door, like the front door of the house. Kicked right through it and cut the shit out of my leg. Like, glass is not something you play around with. That shit breaks and it hurts. This would be a really weird thing to stage. What store has a store phone that you can take pictures with, though? Brother, that's not the store phone. It's his phone. He left his phone. It's not like they have like a communal phone for guests to use. He left his phone. That's what this is, I think. I don't know. At least that's my assumption. No, it did say store phone? Wait, what?
On the store phone.
Oh my god,
Has
wait.
these selfies, like some nice gifts on the store phone.
Oh yeah, that's fucking weird then. Never mind. I didn't hear her say store phone. Thanks, resub zombie. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of a store phone before. Yeah, plus you'd have to like actually open it. You'd have to know the passcode to get into it. Maybe it is staged. Hats off to this guy then if it is, because he really did kick down what seems to be actual glass. So, he was committed. How the fuck do you think people call the store? Well, usually it's
He
like a,
didn't do a very good job.
at least in the,
Phone.
Christ, where is
And
it?
after phone, there's like some nice.
At least at the business, like, Jesus, at the local businesses I go to, their store phone is their personal cell phone. They don't usually have a dedicated store phone anymore. It's not like back in the old days of Toys R Us where they just have like a phone set up in the middle of one of the registers. And I'm assuming this is a local business. And this is clearly not a landline. This is a cell phone. Which means you would need the passcode to get into it. I imagine there would be one. You don't need the code to take pictures? Yeah, but you don't... Well, he's clearly not just on, like, the starter page for the camera. Look, there's a whole roll behind here. If you just open your phone if you don't open your phone but open the camera right now and take pictures, all you can see is the pictures you've taken. You can't access the camera roll. Though, I guess... This could... this is after the fact, so maybe she opened it. Yeah, that's probably what it is, then. True, I didn't even think about that. The password is usually taped to the store phone. Get a job, lol. The passcode to the cell phone is usually taped to it? Like I said, usually it's just like the owner's personal phone for a local business, at least the ones that I eat at. It might not be the same everywhere, but that seems like a weird thing to do. That doesn't seem like something that normally happens. Why would you tape the passcode to your phone? To your store phone? That seems like a security risk. It's for the customers to take selfies and upload them to store social media. I've never seen that. It's usually not a cell phone. It's usually one of those kiosks. Like the take a picture here and use hashtag turbo cupcakes. Look at the time the pic was taken. No, I see that. I see the time. You don't need the passcode to take photos. I understand that. I thought the evidence that it was open for the photos was the camera roll. I didn't even process that she opened it, and that's why the camera roll is here. Thanks for the bits, Sam. The Prime Lucas. I don't think it's staged. I think it'd be a very weird thing to stage, but I still think a store phone being there is weird. A store normal iPhone being there is weird. I've not seen that before. Yeah, he stole 6 cupcakes. That was his haul. Yeah. AC's working again. See the video of the 5 guys harassing the gas station employee? No, I can't say I've seen that. I imagine they haven't caught him. You see the Twitter e-girl drama today. No, I can't say I did. There's an update video on the right. It's not an update video. This is 6 seconds.
Bombastic side eye.
Yeah, this is just like a recap. Well, not a recap. A joke about the kicking glass. Just killed Heimdall and Ragnarok. How much more is there? Depends on how much you want to do. There's a lot to do in that game. You see Chevrolet stole their own NFT. They tried auctioning an NFT that would come with a new Corvette and not a single person bid on it, so they just kept it for themselves. People just don't understand the value of NFTs, man. It's heartbreaking. Thanks to the resub Whoop and V-Man. Cryptoland. Rest its soul. What is the value of an NFT? You just don't get it. I can't explain it to you. You wouldn't be able to process it with your tiny little mind. I think the bits 10. It's on the blockchain. What more can't you understand? True. Blockchain. Synergy. Thanks to the gift sub, Tanner. And the resub, Bratty. Check out people with the most kids on Wikipedia. Is this going to be cheating with like sperm donors? Because we just talked about that guy who has 500 kids. So I'm curious what they... Yeah, it's sperm donors. Though this one just seems like a complete fucking lie. Well, actually, these aren't sperm donors. This just seems impossible. Valentina and Fyodor Vasilev. 69 children birthed, like, just the two of them. That actually seems impossible. 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. And this is during the 1700s. I feel like that would have been extremely difficult for her to survive that many births. I don't think that's, like, actually possible. Is there resub Windows XP? In the Prime snip? Oh, look at that. And he wasn't done. He also had 6 sets of twins and 2 sets of triplets with a second wife. So another 18 children. So he fathered a total of 87. Cool. Thanks for resub, Adam. Dude had the seed. Yeah, that is a crazy seed. Thanks for resub, Bridge. Didn't Genghis Khan have hundreds of kids? Yeah, Genghis Khan is a little different, though. I think this is only with a single partner. Because they don't count the other 18 for the 87. So they just credit for the 69 with Valentina. Genghis Khan had tons and tons and tons of kids, but with tons and tons and tons of people. There was a lot of rape. That wasn't exactly happy family stuff. Because this is mothers, not fathers. Oh, true. That makes a lot more sense, yeah. Oh, here we go. Fathers. There you, then you got Genghis Khan. Thanks a resub, Maze. Captured or acquired in some way. Is that what they said? Oh, he had a large harem of women he considered beautiful whom he captured or acquired in some other way. Interesting. Interesting way of saying that. If the dude's a serial rapist, why is he looked up to? History isn't my strong suit. Who's looking up to Genghis Khan? Not many people look at Genghis Khan as like some kind of hero. I see the tier 1 Time Lord. Oh, if you're talking about, like, depictions of him in some, like, movies and shit, then I guess I could see your argument. But he's, like, always a bad guy. He's not, like, a good guy. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Peacocks. Appreciate that. And the gift sub, V-Man. And the resub Mason. Mongolia for uniting their nation. I guess maybe they overlook all the rape and the tons and tons of other awful things of that era and focus on like the uniting of the nation, I guess. I don't know. Thanks to give sub Time Lord. Which, admittedly, isn't all that different from, like, Christopher Columbus, right? Having, like, Columbus Day and shit. Khan killed more people. Well, I'm just talking about the overlooking the bad stuff and focusing on, like, a positive thing, like uniting the nation or whatever. Not necessarily comparing apples to oranges here, just talking about the core idea of overlooking the absolutely awful shit. Do I plan on having kids? Not at the moment. If I ever did decide to, it wouldn't be for quite some time. Unironically, I do think me having a kid would be unfair to the kid. Like, this is gonna sound like like a joke, but I'm being serious. I would feel terrible because they would be short. They would be short. And it takes a strong chin to roll with being short. You gotta come to terms with some demons. You gotta wrestle with insecurity for a bit. You gotta wear that shit on your sleeve. That shit ain't easy, especially growing up. That's like one of the few things that is totally okay and fair game for everyone to make fun of, so everybody does. Which is fine, but I feel like you see it all the time with like short man rage. I would hate for my kid to be a short man rager, like the bagel boss. What if it's a girl? Oh, if it's a girl, then that wouldn't matter. But I'd have no control over it, and I'd be rolling the dice. I just feel bad. Thanks to the resub, Goog, Coley, and Blast. Mason. What if he ends up being a monstrous 6'7" tall dude? Oh, then I'd be even more mad. Because how the fuck did that happen? Then I'd think my wife cheated on me or something, right? I'd be like, this is suspicious. How did this happen? Where was this gene when I was growing up? Thanks a tier 1 biscuit. Just skip the generation? Yeah, that'd make me pissed. Then I'd be resentful of my own son. I'd be like, oh, you motherfucker. You make me sick. You make me sick, sport. Yeah, my dad's 6'5". My mom's 5'1". I didn't exactly split the difference, but I fell a little less than in the middle. Thanks to the resub bucket. And Chica. Well, thanks for a long time of watching. Did you get made fun of for being short? Yeah, and I still do. What? What do you mean? Yeah, of course. Growing up, I was always like one of the shortest in the class. And I still get made fun of for being short. Get the limb lengthening surgery? Absolutely fucking not. 0% chance of that. I'm not doing that. I've come to terms with it. Doesn't matter to me. But not everybody does. I said 10 gift subs, Frisbee. Appreciate that. Thanks to Prime Xanax. Why don't you get the shoe soles that make you like 5 inches taller? That's so fucking worthless. It's like that episode of Hey Arnold where that guy is like super short and he's going on a date with a girl that's taller, so he gets elevator boots. That's worthless. Once you take the shoes off, everything's ruined. And it looks silly. No, I'm not going to sleep with them on. That's worthless. That sucks. You know what we need to invent, though? Is, like, instead of the leg-breaking, leg-lengthening surgery, for the vertically challenged like myself, what we need is, like, extra skin grafting to the bottom of our feet. So that way it looks more natural. It's just like, yeah, I have super big soles. I don't know what to tell you. I just have 6-inch soles down there for some reason. It's just weird. It's like a genetic thing. Like hobbits? No, hobbits don't have thick feet. They just have like big feet. I'm talking like think of like 5 steaks stacked on top of themselves on the bottom of my foot. But it looks like my skin. Then people would just be like, "Oh man, that's revolting to look at." But at least you're 5'10" now. Just wear socks forever. Yeah, some platform feet. So horse feet, yeah, like little hooves. I don't know what I'd do with my toes at that point, though, because then they'd be levitating. There's a tier 1 Dumble. Toes are useless. We might not have them in a couple generations. I don't know what conspiracy you're going on or your hatred against toes. I'll make a bold prediction. I don't think humans are losing their toes anytime soon. I think those are still extremely necessary. Humans are evolving. There's people being born without wisdom teeth now, so that's evolution. In like 3,000 years, if we're still going, we may have 3 toes instead of 5, but they're larger. Yeah, I just don't put any stock into that, because if you follow those models, I mean, those might be more refined than the one I'm about to pull up, but if you follow those models, then this is what the average gamer is going to look like in 20 years. Or, 200 years or something. I can't remember. Oh no, it was 20 years. So like, oh my god, this one needs ads. I fucking hate Daily Mail. Like, this is what we could look like at 2040. And I guess we'll see, I could be wrong. But I don't think we're going to experience this drastic of a change. Thanks for resub, Andy, Bat, and Twisted. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. I forgot to look at that last night. Nice camel toe on that model. Oh, yeah, that's weird. They don't explain the camel toe. But yeah, you're right. How tall do you think we'll be? Do you mean according to this model? Or like in general? I think the general trend of evolution is getting taller. So as we continue to evolve, I think the average height will continue to get taller. But it'll probably level out at a certain point. But if we're following the future gamer model, I think we're going to start getting shorter. We'll probably start ending up looking like the Screeches out of Destiny 2 in like 100 years. Or, Screeb, not Screech, sorry. Screeb. Took a height calculator when I was 12, said I'd be 6'6" when I grow up. I ended up being a whopping 5'5". Damn, you got pranked. Thoughts on women of the future? Following the same gamer model or just like general evolution? I think the general trend of humans is getting taller, so women will probably also start getting taller as well, like the average height of a woman. But if we're following the gamer model, probably also going to end up like Gollum out of Lord of the Rings, because it looks like gamers are not looking good 100 years from now. Thanks for the resub, Greg. I don't know, Jason. I don't know how we prevent this. It's already happening. I don't think so. I don't think we're experiencing it at a huge scale yet. Like, these are huge claims. I don't think we're quite there at the moment. Like, maybe the indent in skull. That one's probably becoming more prevalent. Bald patches, perhaps. Dark circles, maybe. But then when you start getting down to first-person shooter wrist, blisters on fingertips, PlayStation thumb, and Nintendo arthritis, that's a little much. For 20 years. And the camel toe, true. And the camel toe. The balding doesn't even make sense unless the testosterone levels are increasing from all the gaming. Voice crack. Well, they're calling the bald patches a lack of sunlight and vitamin D, as opposed to attributing it to an increase in T levels. But we all know gaming improves testosterone. We know that. So it's probably a little bit of both. I think it's a tier 1 Reisner. And the gift sub banana. Why can't men evolve to remove our nipples already? That's an interesting question, actually. I'll look it up. Will men have nipples in the future? While male nipples are something thought to be vestigial, meaning that they have become functionless in the course of evolution, much like the appendix or wisdom teeth, that is largely untrue. Oh. They may be more accurately described as remnants of fetal development, but even this suggests that male nipples serve no real purpose. The nipple, in fact, contains a dense supply of nerves that function as a major stimulatory organ. As such, it can be considered a secondary sex characteristic in men, along with facial hair and an Adam's apple. Interesting. The stimulatory response in men and women appears to be unique to the human species. It could potentially have evolutionary value in that it contributes to the desire to reproduce. This said, the nerve network in the male nipple is much denser than that in the female nipple, meaning that the sensory response tends to be more discrete. Huh. I wouldn't necessarily say, like, when the nipple is stimulated, there's like a higher desire to reproduce. I do know that if you overstimulate a man's nipple, it can lactate under the right set of circumstances. But I don't know about it being like a sexual stimulatory booster. No shot? No, that's real. It's not like actual milk, like not actual lactation, but it is comparable. Where is the process? Okay. Short answer is yes, anyone can lactate. What's it called, though? Galactoria is the medical term for breast milk production not due to pregnancy or nursing. Most cases of male galactoria are caused by high levels of a hormone called prolactin. Prolactin is a human hormone that stimulates milk production. Everyone has a small amount of prolactin in their blood, but it's usually not enough to lead to milk production. Hyperprolactemia is the medical term for a person who has abnormally high levels of prolactin but isn't pregnant or nursing. And when the prolactin levels are high, the mammary glands in the breast produce milk. And then it goes through, like, how that can happen and lead to, like, a lactation event in a man. But it's not common and it's not easy, but it can happen. Thanks for resub Velvet, Sinless, and the gift sub Velvet. My PT said eating broccoli at night increases T levels naturally. Don't know about that, but T levels spike when you sleep. Dope video idea. To see which of my friends and I can lactate first. That's not bad. Okay, how to lactate as a man. See if there's a guide. Like, how can I just stimulate it to, like, pop off on milk production? Fuck, this is like a very... this is not an easy process. And it looks like you need to take a certain set of hormones as well. Yeah, so if we were going to try and do this competition on who could lactate first in our group, we'd need to, like, prep for a good bit of time. Unless one of us is naturally prone to a higher level of prolactin production. Which I guess we could find out. No shot you're considering this? Why? It's like, it's not that, it's not like the biggest undertaking. Like, we could just, like, really work on it for a while and see what happens. Like, that's not a huge investment of resources or effort. And then if none of us get any kind of, like, letdown or anything, then none of us have a high prolactin production rate. Thanks for the resub, Jojo. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it seems like it's not, like I said, it's not easy and it's not common. But there is a chance that one of us does have an abnormal rate of production of prolactin. So if we really, like, work at it, we could maybe get a little something. These are the bits, Maritha. Yeah, that's one way, Jason, but it's a much deeper process. There's a good sub Velvet and the resub Haley. That's quite an image nuclear. No, not talking about, no, like, even without hormones or anything, if you have an abnormally high, at least according to this, if you have an abnormally high prolactin production, you can just stimulate it enough and get, like, a little bit out. So that's what I'm talking about. Not like actually prepping for it, like with taking hormones to see who lactates first or anything. Just talking about, like, if one of us has that already built into us, could work it to see what comes out. Would it hurt? What would it feel like? I don't know. It doesn't... It seems like it's just like mainly a big stimulation of the nipple. So it could maybe even feel good. Thanks for the bits, Jay. That would be quite the video. Thanks for the resub small. I don't think I would remains. I don't think so. Thanks to the resub. Kamal. I've tried doing this before. Kind of feels good, but eventually you get sensory overload and feels like you're gonna puke. Alright. I won't do it then. I don't want to puke. Did you see the guy that was tricked into cheating on his wife by rival sports fans? How the fuck does that happen? What? Yeah, I don't even see anything about that. His name was Stuart Shannon, and he got tricked into cheating on his wife. Damn, that must have been a crazy plot. Let's see. This was a few months ago. And all I see is a Reddit post about it. Oh, this is a very long post. Holy shit. I thought it was gonna be like some kind of nefarious plot where they turned the lights off and someone like mimicked his wife's voice and started making out with him or something. That just seems like he actually just cheated on his wife. No trick at all. Have you seen Firedrill Racing? Yep. Firedrill Racing is fucking cool, actually. If it's the one I'm thinking of, is that the one where they also do the firefighter games, I think? Yeah, this shit is cool.
Definitely, Billy Kinley breaks the light out first. He is on.
They set up the ladders and everything, yeah.
Way up. Oh, might even get a failing grasp and hold there. Good clean start right there. First man on, second man on, third man.
Oof, time loss.
He took an extra leap to that rung, didn't it? Yeah, you know, a little further, like he didn't run through it.
There's the prime, Taha.
It's a unique style.
For the first guy, huh?
All of the first two.
Looks like he was Merlin. He was mesmerizing.
First, third man now on, coming right at the heels.
It's gonna be your best shot so far at 3, but. Right? I mean, the lights are far away. I think it's got to be that.
I have not seen that, Adonis. Is that a game? Blew yourself?
Like,
oof. Oh, whoa!
Now he's on.
He went through. And now
oh, hey, Jesus.
Now he's getting to the top.
Nope.
That's going to be a big time loss.
Looks like a past one-stepper. I thought they ran some decent.
Comes to a complete stop. Kind of a straight lap.
Nice.
Nice job after he got on. Looks like somebody spilled something at the back of the track. They got a fair amount of speedy dry out. But back to our show, the extinguishers.
I love that they do these like wild ass games.
Lets him go just outside the perfect ladder line. Ladder walk just a smidge.
Yeah, at the top. Really gets a little squirrely.
Yeah, this is a firefighter championship sports scene. Thanks to the resub, Kim. So when you hit yourself with a blue shell in Mario Kart. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm very excited for Ghost Runner 2. Thanks to the Bitstolgren. And the Prime. Durstra. What's a Ghost Runner? A fucking amazing game. Thanks to the Prime Greasy. Alright. I'm gonna call it an early night. And then if Diablo 4 really does come out tomorrow, I'll give it a whirl, I guess. And then Street Fighter 6 the next day, so that'll be really fun. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot. See you tomorrow. Sleep well, everyone. And thanks again. Here's cannoli for you.